Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. I'm not going to lie, internet's got me a little nervous. It's acting up a little tiny bit, but we'll see. Um, welcome in, welcome in. Let me know if you can hear me. Let's see who we are. Welcome into my mod team. It might just be us hanging out today. That's okay if it is. Hey, Real Happy, welcome in. Glad you could join us. Okay, I was hoping the notification went out. I need to get it out a little earlier, but I didn't. Good deal. Sound is good. Sound is good. Awesome. Well, welcome in, everybody. One happy mama. Hello. Welcome in. We got a lot of views yesterday and some new people come in, and so hopefully they'll come back and like the content, like how we do it, like what we're doing, and join the conversation, because that is what it's all about. And oh boy, there's a lot to conversate about, apparently, as always in these crime cases, right? These cases that happen, they move quickly these days, with the social media, mass media, everywhere at our fingertips. Information starts coming in pretty quickly. Now, when we were live yesterday, we had the information come in about a ransom note, right? Turns out several media outlets received that information, but the only ones to publicize it was TMZ. And then the others came out and said, yes, we received it as well. But they notified law enforcement and then didn't publicize it until after the fact. Then we also heard from Brian Enton about the blood at the front door. We saw that. We're going to look at some more to do with that here in a little bit as well. And then, lo and behold, Ashleigh Banfield on Drop Dead Serious dropped a bombshell last night. Don't know if it's a bombshell or is it routine investigation. We'll see. We will see. Well, we're glad you caught the live too. I'm kind of scattery. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason. Usually, we were a daytime starting off in the morning coffee and crime conversation show. We did that for the longest time, and then my schedule kind of changed up, and I kind of had more free time basically. So we roll in the afternoons a lot of times as well, and sometimes at night. We're all usually tired at the end of the day. But welcome in, everybody. We're going to get caught up on the updates that have happened since we were here yesterday, taking a look at everything. Now, after Ashleigh Banfield's episode, apparently a few hours ago, the sheriff's department released a statement. Because in her podcast episode, and we're going to take a look at the specific timestamp of that conversation, where she says that a source has told her that law enforcement did tow the car of the daughter of Nancy Guthrie, which is Annie Guthrie. I'm not doxing anybody. The information's everywhere. But investigators did spend about 2 hours at the home of Annie yesterday or Tuesday. Was that, what is today? Wednesday? See, I don't even know. Yeah, yesterday. They were there for a couple hours, about 2 hours in total, and they ended up taking the car. Would that be routine, right? They were the last two. Well, we were assuming they were both together. They're the daughter at least was the last ones to see them or drop Nancy off at home. And sorry, I was looking at a comment. Anyway, so they ended up taking the car. And then Banfield said that Annie's husband is a person of interest or a suspect, basically, is what she put it. But the sheriff has said, no, not so fast. And this is what he posted on his X account earlier. At this point, investigators have not identified a suspect or a person of interest in this case. Detectives continue to speak with anyone who may have had contact with Ms. Guthrie. Detectives are working closely with the Guthrie family. While we appreciate the public's concern, The sharing of unverified accusations or false information is irresponsible and does not assist the investigation. No suspect or person of interest has been identified at this time. Chris Nanos, the sheriff. Now, that was just a few hours ago on his Twitter. So they're not confirming anything that Ashleigh reported on, right? But, sir, you've said a lot of things that sometimes make sense and sometimes don't. So he doesn't want us to speculate or share unverified accusations. And I get that because, oh boy, we see how it can get out of hand real quick. Like, but at the same time, we're curious and we do what we do. Lordy, sometimes it's that like that devil on your shoulder and the angel on the other side. You're like, oh, which way do I go today? All right. So, interestingly enough, we got a little bit about that helicopter that showed up yesterday as well. So there was a helicopter that showed up, and Brian Enton was reporting when the helicopter showed up, and he was having a conversation with our little favorite FBI agent Maureen, and he's like, "Oh, I need to go. A helicopter's showing up." And she's like, "Wait, wait, wait. If you just show me what the helicopter's doing, I could probably tell you what they're doing." He ended up I don't even know if he heard her all the way, but he ended up like, "I got to go. I got to go find out what this chopper's doing." So, it was back out there yesterday afternoon, probably around the same time they were at Annie's house, the investigators. Then they flew over for a while, and there was a gentleman sitting, at the helicopter door, looking down at the ground. So, and they were not far from her home doing that. What led them to do that, to come back out and do that, we don't know, because that outlet reported that when they arrived on scene initially yesterday to start reporting, there was no crime scene tape, no investigators anywhere in sight. But by noon, things had picked up. And that's when the helicopter came back out and teams of deputies began to come into the area. And they were literally stopping people to ask them if they'd seen anything. So they're over here for a couple of hours questioning the daughter, taking her car. But they're also in the neighborhood asking people, "Have you seen anything?" So it's like, what? We just got started, Pammy. We are just getting started. Welcome in. Welcome in, Jet. So many different angles and speculation, right? We need to get up our banner that's what we do so people don't call us out for it. we want to be respectful because I always go back to what happened to Ed Smart. You know what I mean? Like we all start, but how many times have we seen that we were right in the beginning and then sometimes we were just dead wrong? But, uh-oh, I was about to say, no, my internet ain't acting weird, is it? This is also a source, right, by media personality. So we have to take it all with a grain of salt, as usual. All right, let me just look at my notes here. Now, as far as that ransom note goes that we all heard about yesterday that TMZ received, a station KUGN and KOLD also received the information. And this specific demand for the several million in Bitcoin. They say they have looked into the Bitcoin address, and it's a legit address, and with threats to harm Miss Guthrie by Monday if they didn't receive a payment. And they also referenced two specific key pieces of evidence, right? The scene. There was something about the scene they said in the note that made it legit, and they apparently could describe what Miss Guthrie was wearing the night she disappeared. I'm assuming her pajamas. But I think it was the first press conference. The sheriff said they weren't aware of what she was wearing the night she left the home or the night she went missing because there was not supposed to be anybody else in the home with her, just her. So how does anybody know what she wore to bed unless she had a favorite gown and the family was aware? We also heard there was cameras inside and out. Ashleigh Banfield also reported that the cameras were smashed and that the one that was outside the home was apparently smashed, and law enforcement took that camera or took the remnants of the smashed camera, right? So we're still getting some conflicting reports about information. Um, if the cameras in the home, if there were cameras inside that house and they were smashed as well, then the person absolutely knew the cameras were in there. Or did they just get in there and go, oh, look, there's cameras? Or did they already know? Anyway, we have more information to look into. So I don't know if the cops really had an indication of what she was wearing that night or not, because that specifically was in the ransom. I think TMZ even read that when he was reading it aloud, Harvey over there, that they mentioned what she had been wearing the night she disappeared. Okay, we're going to start. We're not going to go right into Ashleigh's report yet. We're going to look at a couple of things first and then take a look at that, because these are the longer pieces. We're going to get into that, a little bit about Enton's show, a specific part, and then we're going to go into the Banfield part as well. Now, curiously enough, and I don't know why this would occur, but one of our friends of the channel here over on X, MB, or Matt Black, MB Inc., he reported that, let's see, let me pull it up and show you, because I'm going to show you the date on it. And I don't know why this would even occur. I mean, I know why people do these things, but I don't know in this particular instance why it would happen, what it even means. And it's related to the son-in-law and daughter. Okay, so back in, so this was on May 16th of 2025, that he signed papers, legal documents giving Annie power of attorney, durable power of attorney. There could be many reasons for doing that, but I don't know why. It doesn't specify why. It just says, no, all men by these presents. Okay, that he, Thomas Cioni, that's his name, is the undersigned principal, hereby makes and appoints Annie, or Ann Pierce Guthrie, his true and lawful agent. So for some reason, he signed this over to her. Execute any and all document necessary to complete the state purchase and financing of subject property. So there was apparently a piece of property, because he has another report. I don't know if this was just tied to do with property or whatever, because it doesn't specify, just is him giving her the authority. So that was back in May. And then if you looked down, do this really quick. Let me shut this down and come back in 20 minutes. Maybe I have to go buy some extra internet. Okay. My stuff should have all reset, so we should have been good. Let me see if I can get this pulled back up now. There we go. I think it had too much pulled up. Okay. Man, MB also reported Leticia Stock is going for an appeal, guys. I'm gonna have to look into that and get back to that story, because that witch, you baby killing witch. I watched your whole trial. What are you talking about? You knew. So he has the oh, but this in charge showing some of this stuff. So it says, Ann and her of the subdivision in Northern Hills Estate from El Rio Park subdivision, and it was sold back in June of 2025. Now, see, I don't know if that document, why would he need to give her durable power of attorney over anything? Am I cutting out? Thank you. So send me, oh, you said they, I know, you know, I'm not semi-sharp. I don't be dissing the witches, not the good ones. Walk in the light, not the dark, right? Well, we try to always stay in the light. Well, a lot of them do, some do not. They like that darkness. All right, am I still cutting out, guys? Because I can literally, let me see if I can, while we're still up and run. Oh no, because I have to, hang on. Y'all give me a second. Let me check something. See if this internet's gonna work right. No, I'm not sharing anything on screen, but can you see me? I got it. This chat is not in real time. No, right now I am not sharing anything on screen, just me. So tell me what y'all see. If I need to shut it down for 20 minutes and come back, that's what I'm going to do because I can't deal with this. So let me know in chat, please. If we're not running smoothly, I'll fix it. I'm just going to sit here and chill till I get a response because I don't know what else to do. I see it's kind of fuzzy, right? Okay. Hello. Very fuzzy. Okay. Hold on. Okay, can you guys hear me well enough to hear what I'm saying? Because I had everything set up for this show, but I can shut it down. It'll take me just a few minutes to get everything set back up that I wanted to show you, but I need to go take care of the internet issue real quick. Okay. Better now all of a sudden. Yeah, we're not going to do that because it's probably going to go in and out because literally it's been fine all day. And right before we went live, I noticed it was going, my signal was going up and down. I'm like, of course it is. So I don't have enough bandwidth to push the show out fluently or share the screen fluently. So that's not going to work for me. Okay. All right. Thank you, Simi. All right, you guys do that. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to set up a whole new show, get us some good internet, and we'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes. That's about how long it'll take me to get everything back up and running. All right. So look, make sure your notifications are on, everybody who's joining me. Sorry for the Hot Mess Express. I should have fixed it before we went live, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. All right. I'm going to shut it down, and we'll be back in a little bit with a more fluent show, hopefully. All right.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow. Much love from Little Yas to